Hello, I'm going to do the Capricorn energy reading, and this may or may not resonate with you. If it does, take what does. If it does not, leave what does not. All right. So let's see what's going on with Capricorn. Who needs to hear a message? What are they struggling with? The abundant universe will provide. Okay. Let's see. Life is speeding up. All right. So I kind of feel like maybe you are questioning, is the abundant universe going to provide? Is there enough out there? Am I going to get my share? Life is going by so quickly. Are things going to happen for me? And I'm going to say yes. Okay, I'm just going to put that out there. Yes. The abundant universe will provide. It is yours for the taking, right? You have to believe that, and you have to be in the energy of that. If you're saying, oh no, it's not going to happen for me, or you're making those excuses, or you're in that negative energy, or you're saying, well, other people need it more than I do. Well, you know what? The universe is going to provide that to those other people, right? It's going to give your share to other people. And if you're okay with that, that's fine. But for me, I want my share. You know, believing that the abundant universe will provide and being in that energy. It may not be at the time or the way that we think, but that it will provide. And maybe that's what you're struggling with. Maybe you're having a hard time, and time is going by it. And maybe you're like, oh, I always wanted to do this, but now I'm too old, or now it's too late, or I already missed my chance, or it already went by, you know. Like, I just feel like it's kind of being more aware of what are you saying, what are you looking at towards the future, right? Are you giving up? Are you kind of making excuses why things aren't going to happen? I just feel like we just have to be more aware of what is that energy. What are those thoughts that are going in our head? What are those things that we are putting out there, and being more aware of those things? All right. That's exactly what I was thinking. It's kind of taking that step back and kind of listening to our minds, and what are those things that are going in our head, and what are those things that we're saying, and what are those things that we're thinking, and what are those things that we're telling ourselves. To really listen to ourselves. And I have a feeling that you may be surprised, but you also you'll find some answers there, right? That are you stopping things? Are you stopping things? Are you blocking things? The Four of Pentacles can also be that you are blocking good, positive energy that wants to come in for you. Are you blocking that energy? Are you stopping that energy? And I feel like that's kind of something that you have to think about, something that you have to look at. And I feel like that can be really eye-opening. Sometimes we're good. I was just reading my comments, and there was someone who wrote a comment. I forget who it was, but that something to the effect as that we're good. Sometimes we can be good at helping other people, and we can, you know, be good at helping, like giving solutions or listening to them or helping other people, but then we don't help ourselves, right? That maybe we're not taking our own advice, or maybe we're not even listening to ourselves, to our own needs of what we really need. Because if you have a friend and that person is down, you want to give that friend that positive support to lift them up and to get their frame in mind, because you want to help them to get them into their frame of mind, of a positive frame of mind, right? But if you look in the mirror and you look at yourself and you're feeling this negative energy to yourself, are you lifting yourself up and saying, no, that's not true, that negative energy, and you're saying positive things to yourself? Or are you just ignoring it? Right? Or are you just kind of walking by yourself in the mirror and you're just saying, all of those negative things, and then you continue walking by the mirror? But maybe next time you walk by the mirror and you start to have a negative thought, that you turn and you face and you look at yourself and you say something positive to yourself. And I'll be honest, that's what I've been doing. Every time I go into the bathroom, or I go past a mirror, that I look at myself and I think a positive thought. And I'm telling you from experience, okay? These are things that I'm telling you from experience, that my outlook has changed. That I feel happier, that I feel more positive, that I smile at myself. Even if I just walk by that mirror and I smile at myself. Feeling emotional again. But I just feel so strong and so passionate about this message. And it's something that I haven't realized for decades, right? And it's something that I'm coming into, and it's something that I'm learning, and it's something that I'm growing from, and it's just changing my life. And I want to share that with as many people as I know. I've said this before, but I feel like it's almost something that it's like you have to keep hearing this message until it finally sinks in. Because I'm sure this message was around me for all of these decades, but I didn't want to listen. And I was like, nah, you're crazy. I'm not listening. Like, no, I want to stay in this negative. But then even when you hear the message, it's like, I want to hear it again, right? I want to replay that again. Let me get that into my brain, right? Let me hear these positive messages. Let me hear these things that I need to do. Let me these things that I need to look at. Always learning, always growing, always evolving, right? Changing things up. So that the abundant universe will provide. And this message right here could be right? The abundant universe will provide, and providing this message for you to hear exactly what I just said, is that when you walk by the mirror, do you say something positive to yourself, or do you say something negative or think something negative and just walk on by? But would you do that to a friend? If your friend, instead of it being the mirror, right, and your friend, somebody that, or your family member, child, mother, that you really care about, is standing there, would you just walk right by them and say something negative? No? Then I wouldn't say that was someone that you care about, right? If you walk by that person and you said something negative, like you're, not good enough, or you're too this, or you're too that, or you're not, I would say that's not somebody that you care about. The question is, do you really care about yourself? Now is the time to take actions. I feel like the King of Wands is somebody who is very wise, somebody who's very knowledgeable. He's looking at his past. He's learning from his past. He's kind of sitting there and thinking and saying, you know what? I think you're right. I'm walking by that mirror and I'm ignoring that person, or I'm being negative to that person. Time to turn that around, right? Time to turn that around. Are we walking by ourselves and saying negative things, or is it time to turn that around and say something positive to ourselves? Life is speeding up. I feel like that is so important because time goes by so quickly. Time to have that hope, that positive energy, that belief, wishes, dreams. It's never too late. It's never too late. And that's what you have to tell yourself. It's never too late. Sometimes we can get frustrated and say, oh, you know what? I really wish I had done this before. But it's like, instead of being in that, I really wish I had done this before, It's catch that, stop that, turn it around and say, I am recognizing this now. I am doing this now. From this moment forward, I'm doing it now, right? I'm changing things now for the better. Because now you're ready. Now you're ready to hear the message completely, to hear the message fully. And it's almost like when you're in this energy, you want to surround yourself by hearing it all over the place. For me, I'm definitely getting those audiobooks and I'm listening to those, positive, motivational thinking type videos, audiobooks, to keep that swirling in my mind. And I'll also tell you something that I realized yesterday is that I was, which it had said in one of the audiobooks, to not, surround, yourself by drama and all those things. So yesterday I love the Real Housewives. So I had kind of been thinking about it, and I'm like, yeah, that's a real drama show, it's a lot of crazy energy there. And so I had watched it yesterday, and I watched a couple episodes, and I realized that I started to feel angry, and I started to feel irritated, and I started to really feel like negative from watching the show. And I'm not saying don't watch those shows, it's up to you, but it was me for me, it was me realizing that by watching those types of shows, that it was making me feel down, it was making me feel irritated, it was making me feel angry, and it was kind of putting my mindset in a place that I don't want to be in. I'm not saying I'll never watch it again, I'm just saying that maybe I'll just watch one once in a while, because I have that streaming service where it was like a whole season, and so I got caught up in it, and I think I watched like 3 episodes, and I was like, note to self, yes, I like to watch that at this point, but I need to limit myself to that. And I feel like maybe that's something also to be aware of is what kind of shows are you listening to. I'm not saying don't watch shows, I'm just saying that it's another tool, something to look at and say, Are you watching shows that are how is the show making you feel after you watch it? I mean, just curious, that's just a suggestion to you. I'm not saying, again, that you should not watch particular shows, but I'm saying just being aware of that energy that you are putting yourself on, and not only in the energy and the people that we surround ourselves or the situations that we surround ourselves, but also when we're watching TV. Is that affecting us too? And it's just something to look at. All right, we have the Devil, and then we have the Four of Wands. I feel a couple different things here. I feel like it's the Capricorn wanting this stability, wanting this, like looking towards the future, as Capricorn saying, yes, I want stability, I want safety, I want closeness, I want bonding. But I also feel like it's, again, being careful of the toxic energy that we may surround ourselves with, and being more aware of that. Right. Again, like I was just saying, is that sometimes we don't even realize that the TV shows that we're watching, right? Or whatever it is that you're listening or watching to, is maybe that's something to look at, right? And making some changes. Like I was just saying, is like, yeah, I love the Real Housewives, but it's like, okay, I'll watch it, but I'll only watch one, and I'll space it, a few days or weeks apart, so that way I'm not in that energy. Because even all last night I was dreaming crazy dreams. And I have a feeling it was because of that. Focusing on the positive, focusing on those things that help you to grow, that motivate you, that keep you in a positive energy. Looking at those things that make us feel good, what makes us feel good, and to keep doing those things, right? Maybe we, if we're not in a positive energy, that we find things that make us stay in that negative energy. And maybe it's something to look at, and then that we need to change that from something that is negative energy to something that is positive energy, and something that makes us happy, and something that makes us smile, and do more of that, so that we can open that up and not block that energy that wants to come in, so that the abundant universe will provide. It's there. It's there. I believe that 1,000,000%. It's there. You have to believe it, and you have to take the actions to have it happen. Just like I was saying, I did a post today, because I think I've told you before that I have that motivational app on my phone, and so at 9 a.m. it will give me a message on my phone, and it pops up, and then the message was saying that, to the effect of, like I was saying, my grandmother used to say, "As good things come to those who wait," but it's that, not that that's not true, but it's like good things come, it's not waiting. It's like taking those actions to make those dreams and those goals happen, right? Doing something, taking action to make things happen. And that's very important. What are you waiting for? Like, are you waiting for, the perfect moment? But does that even exist? I say now it's time to take the actions and make things happen. What are those things that we can do to make this happen? To open the doors to the abundant universe. Dragonfly, have confidence during this time of great joy, renewal, and connection to spirit, right? Being confident, just like the King of Wands. He is someone who is very confident and strong. I feel like this next one too. Lovers, there are two paths ahead. Be true to yourself, right? What path are you going to take? What is the path that you want to take? What direction do you want to go in? What are you ready for? What are you ready to accept? What do you want to do? Being strong and confident and believing that the abundant universe will provide. And saying, yes, it will happen for me. All right. Thank you so much for watching. As always, stay positive, stay safe, and I will see you next time.